Hey guys, it's Fancy, and you're watching the Good Wives Network. And if you're just joining, chop and share, tap and share, tap and share. I am coming on here to talk about some things without all the angry yelling and screaming that we seem to be getting on other people's lives. Currently, there's a live going on right now where they are absolutely trashing the Billboard, our motives, our thought processes, anything that they can do to try and make this look bad. But here's the thing. You're not going to make us look bad for this, and the billboards are absolutely going up, despite how much your fucking bullshit brain tells you that we're scamming or grifting. So we've already delivered once, and we'll continue to deliver, just like I've been delivering for years and years and years and years. And I'm finally being heard. The public finally knows the truth, and the public is not happy about it, and we want actions taken. Now, they're over there telling us, oh, well, it's not going to do anything because she's never going back to jail. Well, here's the thing about that. Technically, you're right. She can't be recharged for the schmurder because she's already been taken a plea deal. However, her perjury on the stand and the lying to the court, all of that could actually negate the plea deal at this point and could send us back to a trial at the state level. Hi, Alicia. But here's the thing. No one's even asking about that. No one's even trying to put her back in prison. That's what they think this is. Oh, we're trying to put her back in prison. Well, I mean, we all would love for the federal government to do their job and pick up where the Missouri state absolutely dropped the ball and put them back in prison. Abso-freaking-lutely. But here's the thing. That's not what we're doing this for. We're doing this for awareness. And you want to know why we're not putting a billboard in Missouri? Because Missouri is already well aware of who Gypsy Rose is and what she has done. And she doesn't live there. So we're not putting it close to her just because we want to go at Gypsy Rose. No, the idea is to inform the community around her so that they are not harmed by this person. Thank you for the heart me's, guys. Thank you. And if you want to come up and chat and talk in the box, I'm going to let you guys do that. This is an unplanned chat. Mac's not going to be here or anything. She's out running errands. I just got so annoyed by what the other people were telling and saying about this that I just felt like I needed to come on here and explain it and talk about it in a positive way away from the anger. Now, I am not personally involved with the website nor the Billboard portion of this. I'm not doing anything with it. I am, however, promoting those things because they are what we want them to be. Hey, Mimi. They are what we want to have up there. I fully support the billboards. I fully support this website. On top of that, you've got my wealth of information from YouTube, from my site, and you guys have information out there that no one's ever had before. We're putting it out there all in one spot for you to have it. And I don't understand why that's upsetting to anybody. It's just the facts. I don't understand. Hey, Shu, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you, honey?
Good. I do support the billboards. Yes.
What is your take on all these creators that's supposed to be anti-gypsy going up against this billboard?
I think that they're mad and they're jealous and that Absolutely. They are upset because they didn't think of it and they didn't do it. Just like they yell and scream about the fact that I won't put out all the medical records. There is no reason for me to put out every single medical record. I don't need to. I've proven my point with the 200 and some odd pieces of documents that I've put out there. If I chose to put anything else out there, it will be only so that you guys can see a specific freaking thing. This is so ridiculous, demanding all of this and fighting with people who are trying to take action, real actual action. Thank you. Real actual action just makes no sense. All it's showing is jealous bitch.
I know.
Like it's giving jealous bitch energy. That's it. That's it.
Sir Norbit's asking, do we support the billboards? Hell yeah,
I
we
do.
Support it.
Hell yes, I do. And I tried to approve your comment, but it's being weird. It's being weird. So yeah, I do support the billboards. I do believe that they will be put up. I even asked the other day because people were saying, well, what happens if we don't raise the whole 7,500 or whatever that they're trying to get. And that was one of the questions I had. So I was like, so does the money go back to them if we don't raise it in a certain amount of time, or what are we going to do? And so Jen was like, no, what we can do, and I suggested this as well, is talking to the billboard company that once we hit enough for the stationary billboard, if they will start by putting that up, and then we can work for the other $2,500 toward the rotating ones. So, I
Right.
mean, this has been addressed many times. You're just not listening. You don't want to hear the facts of what we're doing. You don't understand why the website is the way it is. Well, the website is the way it is. Justice for Dee Dee and Nick. Yes. Do I think that that can be confusing to some? I sure can. But if you actually go to the website and you look at what we're saying on there, the information that we're putting out there, the FOIA documents, the medical records, the emails, the everything, you'll understand why it is justice for Dee Dee and Nick. It's not like everybody just wants Nick released into, hey, Jackson's mom, released into the wild, alone and ready to go murder other people. Nobody wants that. But he
No.
is a freaking victim of Gypsy Rose. He
And he's
is.
entitled to a fair trial,
And he
which
is
he
entitled
never
to a fair
got.
trial. Right. And you're talking to a person who for 8 years was not supportive of him. You know, like seriously, I should be the one that should be most up in arms about this, because I've always been on that side of Nicholas is this, he made his choices. Da, da. You know, I was on that bandwagon until I began to really see in these documents that came out this last year how absolutely miscarriage of justice this was. Okay, I do believe that he's able to reason. I do believe that he's able to understand consequences. I do believe those things. But you have to understand the level of manipulation and absolute just sexual manipulation, mental manipulation, emotional manipulation that she was employing. And those are tactics. It's not like she was just doing it like willy nilly because she doesn't know. Like some people who are narcissistic or sociopathic, they don't know that they are. That's just how they feel. No, she selectively decided to do these things.
Absolutely, she did.
She did. And she's really diabolical if you look at all of her fucking shit she says. And that whole bullshit about I was never schooled and I only got a second grade education. Well, I'm sorry, your emails would beg to fucking differ.
Right.
You know?
She always has an excuse for something
That's so cute.
something that the gypsians come up against her with. She always has an excuse for it.
But the funny thing is their excuses are getting more and more pathetic.
They
It's
are.
getting worse and worse. And I just think it's hilarious at this point, you know? Like you're so transparently gross, it's not even funny.
So she left
Like we
TikTok
all
to
can
go to
see exactly who you
Facebook.
are.
She left
What'd you
TikTok
say,
to go
Shu?
to Facebook, and now Facebook micro deletion groups have banned her from
Yeah. And I want to know, Bree.
participation.
Okay, so Gypsy joining the support groups, okay, fine, still odd, still really, really odd. But Bree, what was your reasoning in May to go and join these groups? Could it be that your friend, your bestie, GRB, may have gotten the results back from her testing of her child?
I think her
And
child
so
has it.
that's why you went in there? Because there's no other reason for either one of you to be in there. Because it's a support group for parents who have children who have microdeletions. And according to Gypsy, her child does not have a microdeletion.
I don't believe
And
that. I
she
believe
doesn't
she
have any
does.
symptoms from it. So then what reasoning do you have for being in there? None. Absolutely none. Because you know, you're part of the 75% that's unscathed, right? Except that's not a statistic of anyone's but yours.
Yeah, I believe that her daughter does have the micro deletion, and I believe that's the reason why she's not showing her face on any platform.
Well, it's
Yeah,
that or it's a fucking fake baby. I mean, there's only two reasons here. Like,
I think I also I know that everyone's like gonna probably disagree with me. I still really think it's Ryan's. I like that baby came so early, and I don't know. I just really like. Is there
there's just something wrong with it. There's
yeah, and
something
is
wrong with the
there
whole timeline, the story, the whole thing. There's
um?
something wrong.
I have a question. I was just noticing because I got some of the stuff from Into the Weeds and the pictures. The cigarette butt that was outside, did they ever do a DNA on who it belonged to?
None of them. And it's really funny because if you look in the beginning of the pictures, you can see that it is there far out. If you look at the driveway pictures, you can see that it's sitting right there.
Yeah.
And then they take a picture of it and then it's gone and it never comes. It's not in evidence. They put an evidence marker, but they did nothing. Done nothing. Nothing with any of it. That's the thing. They put all the markers down. They did a halfway decent job in the crime scene. I don't understand why pieces of evidence were moving around the room. I don't understand, but they cataloged all the blood, all the red stuff. They cataloged all the things in the house. They got all the medications. They got everything out from under the bed. So I really don't understand why it was never investigated, other than she took a plea and he freaking decided to, plea. He confessed. And that's the end. That's all they needed. Once that confession was in, they don't need anything else. And she was already in talks with her plea deal from the very beginning. Just because it took a year for the plea deal to be signed does not mean that the plea deal wasn't on the table from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Now I got a question for you, Francie. Who do you think was driving the dually?
David?
You think David?
And doesn't he own one of those?
I think it was David Blanchard.
I think they both do. I think that David and Dan both had them at that time.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it was both of them. But yeah, my money's on David. If it was Dan, then it would explain the actual what am I trying to say here? I'm thinking the actual spit, the fact that they were in the tire tracks were so fast and put in there, you know what I mean? Like they look like somebody peeled out real quickly.
Right.
That's the only reason why I would think that it would be Dan, possibly, because I think that she asked Dan to do all this and Dan didn't want no part of it. I really think that he was like, nah.
And didn't do they know that they I thought they weren't in contact for a little while, on cell phone records it showed they weren't in contact, or is that untrue?
I think that's untrue.
Okay.
It's because all we have right now really are the email or the Facebook messages between her and certain people.
Okay.
We don't have all of her Facebook messages, to everybody. And I think that's why. But I've raised the question, it really is confusing to me that Aaliyah didn't mention the micro deletion that was told to her in 2014. She told him about Nick and how to find Nicholas. Interesting enough. Was that a ploy to make sure that, an innocent bystander just happened to innocently have Nicholas's information? So right when that went out, that she could just happen to walk over and inform the police? Was that the whole thing? Because we know that the police had it. We know that Patterson had it. I know that Mike Stanfield had those things. We know HBO had them. Gypsy's Revenge had it. A&E had it. What are you not understanding? You had evidence in there that we've now seen, that we know absolutely 100% you knew about the microdeletion, and you all of you covered it up and lied.
Yeah.
Every single one of you.
1000%. Yeah.
There's no question. You can't fake it anymore. You can't pretend. We've caught you.
No, I don't think Nick ever said that Dee Dee screamed.
He said that she said her name.
He did.
Said who are you or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he said that she yelped Dee Dee yelped Gypsy's name. Yeah. But I know all about Karma Collector. You don't have to come in here and tell me about him over and over again. I know all about Karma Collector. I don't need to look anything up. I don't think you understand. I'm the source.
Yeah.
Do you get it? I'm the source.
Yeah, I don't get how people don't understand that, from the very beginning, and it's not that you're trying to brag or toot your own horn. It's you've honestly been there. You've seen it from the beginning.
When did it work?
Yeah, and you've done very good work, and I mean, no one else has done it, and then they go and trust. steal it and then try and say that you are unhinged and because,
Yeah.
well, whatever. Well, you have every right to be mad if people are stealing your shit.
I think
And
it's really funny that they call all of us that are over here for the truth, we're
yeah,
the ones that are obsessed. But
hmm
you're as equally obsessed with us as you
yeah,
seem to think we are obsessed with the truth. I'm not obsessed with
exactly.
these people. I don't
No,
give a flying fadoodle about any of them, to be honest with you, except for the baby, who I think is never, she doesn't even have a chance. She
no,
doesn't even have a chance. I'm
I feel
sorry, she has no
bad
chance
for
with that
her.
family, none whatsoever. It's really sad. But just
It
like
is.
Gypsy had no chance, she's going to have no chance. It's just the
Yeah,
way it is.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad. It's very sad. That poor baby. It's one thing, Dee Dee bringing in this child, and if it was just, you have a microdeletion and you might possibly pass this on to your child, that is one thing.
hmm
Okay, that is okay. Go to genetic counseling, see what the risks are. Is there
Yeah.
anything we could do? How bad will it be if it happens? Right, all of that stuff. I totally understand wanting to have your child. I get that.
hmm Yeah.
Okay, my mother was a juvenile diabetic, and after hearing everything and the possibility of me having it and all of the things that happen, my mom chose to adopt instead. Okay, no shame either way.
Yeah.
But here's the point: you didn't eat. Okay, so considering that, fine. But what did you not consider past that? You didn't consider the fact that you are one of the most hated people on this planet.
Yeah.
That you are out here causing chaos on a fucking damn day, every damn day,
Yeah.
disparaging your mom, defaming her, slandering her, talking bad about anyone and everyone who tries to tell the truth. And in all of that chaos, the chaos of your life, you thought it was a good idea to procreate and put a baby in this situation.
Exactly.
Are you fucking kidding me?
She
How
wanted to take the
selfish can
focus
you
off of
fucking
her.
be?
I think she wanted to take this focus off of her and hope it went on her child.
Yeah.
No, because then she would be very upset that you
I
were
mean, her
paying attention to her
crying.
child.
I
I
don't.
think. Yeah.
I
I
mean, her
think she just
crying.
wanted attention, and it was the
I
next
think
step to
well,
getting
she's
it.
always had it. She's always had an obsession with having a baby.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the Prince Charming. It was more about the baby.
Yeah.
And then I think she just had this fairy tale notion of it. And then once the baby comes and starts crying and needs to be fed and changed, and it's pooping in the dark on you, and it's pooping in the car seat, and oh my God, she's up at 3 o'clock in the morning with colic. I think she realized real damn fast having a baby is not like having a baby doll.
And that's like 15-year-olds getting pregnant. Unfortunately,
Exactly. And what
yeah,
did Rod
yeah,
say? What did Rod say? She's making decisions of a 16 or 17-year-old. True.
yeah,
True story. Believe him.
yeah,
Believe
yeah.
him. Because that's the truth. She is.
It is. Yeah, yeah.
And I think Lifetime's done with them. I honestly do.
There is
They're
no
making this.
a next one coming then because there was rumors that they were doing another one.
No, I think they were filming a special, like a
Okay.
engagement or wedding special.
Okay. Okay.
But they were only down there one day. There's no other filing for any other recordings. Brie originally said that 3 and 4 were approved, and then the other day she came out and said that they canceled everything. So who knows with these people? I would hope that Lifetime would finally put a stop to this
I hope
nonsense.
so. Yeah.
There's no way that they're going to ever have a successful TV show with these people because they can't keep them from running their mouths.
Exactly.
Like, that's kid, I never signed an NDA with Gypsy. I never signed an NDA with Gypsy. No one said you signed an NDA with Gypsy. We weren't asking that, but you did say that you signed one with Lifetime, despite the fact that you tried to pretend that that's not what you signed, but then told us exactly what you signed, and it's the definition of an NDA. So because you just don't know that that's what you're signing, Ken, doesn't negate the fact that that's exactly what you fucking signed. And
Yeah.
you all are not supposed to be out here doing all of this when they're airing a show. You're supposed to be quiet. Have you never seen a reality show before and how the people had to stay quiet while their show was airing? Like,
Yeah.
do you not understand? You can't just go out here and tell every fucking storyline. Then nobody wants to watch the show. Thank you,
Exactly.
Janelle. Thank
You're
you.
very welcome.
But it's like, I mean, you're ruining your own show, you idiots.
Yeah.
You break your own NDA with them. You break your own NDA with them.
Yeah,
It's just, are you kidding me with this?
exactly.
Yeah. It's just, it's so crazy. I think Mia is smart if she is going to stay away from her. I think Mia knows. I
Yeah.
think Mia is I do think Mia is a smart girl. I think
Yep.
that Mia um, got caught up in the documentary because at the time she was 18 and her sister wasn't out yet and she didn't know all the truth. Oh my God. Thank you, Shu. That's so
That was
pretty.
so cute. Yeah.
Oh, those are
Oh,
so
thank you very
cute. I
much.
love those.
These
Those are
are
so
all so
cute.
cute. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I think no, she's not the only decent one in the family. And I really get upset that people say that. Because
Yeah.
here's the thing. Mia participates in it as well. Mia got her nose job from this. She got all kinds of, clout and notary and likes
I
and
bet you part of
views.
her schooling paid for.
Got part of her schooling paid for exactly.
Yeah.
And Rod
The
is also
only one,
decent.
in
No,
my
he's not.
opinion,
Rod is not decent at all. Rod's pimp juice, okay?
Yeah.
Dylan.
Dylan is the best one out of the
That's it.
bunch.
Yep,
And what
Dylan.
about the other
Dylan.
one that he got rid of? I can't remember.
Nicolette
Yeah.
and
But
Dylan.
she still be
Yep.
bothered with Gypsy. She's still
No.
bothered with
What?
Gypsy all the time. Nicolette is still in contact with Gypsy.
Okay.
So
And somebody
Dylan
was
Not
really
that I
don't
saying
know
want
of.
that.
anything to do with Gypsy.
Hold on. Wait a minute. That's not what Gypsy's book said, nor is it what I've heard from anyone else. How are
Yeah.
you? Where did you hear that?
It came out of Bree's mouth that
Okay, well,
Nicolette is
Nicolette.
still in contact with Gypsy.
I don't believe so at all. No, I do not believe that at
Dylan,
all.
I know for sure, does not want to be bothered, and he does not want his kids around Gypsy.
He doesn't want any of
And
it.
apparently, the other Brian, the one that she was engaged
Yeah, I know
with.
about Brian.
Okay, so that one apparently is still commenting on some of her stuff on Facebook.
Yeah, he is.
Wow.
He is, and I know all about little Mr. Golden and the whole shit.
Didn't they break up because he found out the truth, basically, or why
I
did
don't
they
remember
break
if
up?
that's why. I have to look through again.
Okay.
But yeah, you can't believe it. Shu, you can't believe anything that Bree says. In Gypsy's book, she says that she spoke to Nicolette one time. And I do believe that that's about the amount of times that she's talked to Nicolette. Nicolette's family has nothing to do with any of them. They aren't part, okay, so the Petrie family, the Blanchard family, the Colley family, there's a couple of the Bouquet family, which is where Ivory Rose grows. Lindsay comes from. She's
Okay.
related. That family, the Grier family, all of them are part of a community that stays together. But Jill, Nicolette's mother, was not part of that little group. And I think that's why Jill's child, Nicolette, looks like the least affected out of all of them. Because she's not part of their little, tree that never forks. It just kind of continues going up together,
Now, is
but I
Jill,
also
is Jill a Petrie?
no.
Okay.
No, that's a different Jill. Jill is Nicolette's mother.
Okay.
And we, what's really crazy about that? We didn't even know about a Nicolette. Titania has known them her whole freaking life. And we found out about Nicolette because Natasha Cooper found Nicolette, and I went to Christy and I was like, what the fuck? You totally didn't even tell me that there's another child out here? I think as your PR, I might need to know that.
Yeah. Now, is there another one too, or just Nicolette?
It's Nicolette Dylan.
There's Nicolette with Joe, there's Gypsy with Dee Dee, and then there's Dylan and Mia with Christy. But we do have reason to believe that there is probably more. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's like my dad. Okay, so my birth father, he has children.
Traveling sperm donor.
He traveled all over, and so he has children all over. I connected with them 2 years ago, and I have a sister who's like 26 years old. Like, that's how much my dad went around. And we believe there's so far we've identified 7 of us, and now we think that there's more. So so there's that. And I really wanted to talk again. I want to really bring this whole thing about the cookie lady to light, because it's not a simple story. Okay. Everybody's looking at the parts about, Christy and oh well, Gypsy is supporting his affair if he had, he just wants him to be loved. Yes, she is. All this stuff, right? And you're like, well, that's just awful and weird. But I want you to think about what was going on in the other conversation. So this is the time period where she said that her mom and her dad, or Christy, her stepmother, and her dad were going to get divorced. You guys remember her talking about this and how
Yes.
Ryan was her comfort and all
Yeah.
of those things. Well,
Yes.
now I understand why she married Ryan, because she didn't know if her dad and her mother, her stepmother, were going to be together. Dad wanted to run off to fucking Canada with Cookie Lady. Do you guys get that? Here is his daughter in prison, and she's got to come out and have a place to go and be taken care of for at least 2 years. On top of that, she's disabled, whether you want to admit it or not, and she's going to need care, and you need to help her and guide her and all these fucking things. And instead, what are you thinking about, Rod? Your damn wee-wee and sticking it in the Cookie Lady in Canada.
Wow.
Again, you were abandoning your child. Again.
That's the other two.
And that's why she felt she had to get married to Ryan. Because otherwise she had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
She would have been held in the state of Missouri where she knew nobody except for all the people who weren't supportive of her anymore. She would have had to be on her own. She would have had to be in a halfway house with other people. She wouldn't have been able to leave Missouri. She wouldn't be able to gallivant all over her. She wouldn't be allowed to go on these trips and do all of these press tour and none of that, because they wouldn't have allowed her to do that by herself. Yeah. She would have had to have a guardian to go with her everywhere. Yeah. So exactly. I know Christy didn't want her there. That's why I told her when she said that they were going to get engaged to Ken, I was like, you're just doing this because you don't want her in your house.
Yeah.
Because you're actually really scared of her. And I think you should be, but I want you guys to think about that again, though. He was running away. Again, abandoning his child in a moment of need yet again. Yeah. And not only abandoning her, but he was willing to abandon all the other ones.
The other ones, exactly.
All three other ones, so that he could go and get his willy wet.
And Jill, was she not like super young too?
She was 15.
Wow.
He was 18 or 19 when he got her pregnant.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, shouldn't that be, I don't know what the laws are there, but for like rape and stuff like that, and being like, could he not have gotten charged for being with him?
I'm sure he could have. I'm sure he could have. I think that he's lucky that her parents didn't do that.
Yeah.
Like, just unbelievable, the absolute audacity that these people have. It just really blows me away how they can be like this, and just they justify every action. And then when you call it out and you're like, wait a minute, what you just said makes absolutely no fucking sense, then they get mad and attack you as if you're the bad person here. Exactly. And I really think that's an important piece of all of this, okay? Because there was a time, and I now do believe it, okay? Because I know what was happening during the time period that they were getting that $10,000 check from the Japanese company. I know what was happening with In Touch and all of the interviews, because they didn't want me to be out there doing them. Gypsy did not want all of this originally. In the beginning, she didn't want to do all of this. She was happy with the documentary. She was fine with Mommy Dead and Dearest. She was fine with Gypsy's Revenge, but she was done. And she told them many times to stop doing it. And Christy and Rod are who would not stop. That's how I became the PR in the first place. Because Christy was told by Gypsy and Rod to stop doing this. So who did Christy pick to do it? Me. So I'm the one getting the heat for doing these interviews, and Gypsy's screaming about what I'm saying in these interviews, except for the fact that fucking Christy is the one who's telling me what to say in these fucking interviews.
Exactly.
Like, you're mad that I called out you getting married to him. You're mad at Dr. Phil for the exact same reason. Well, why do you think that we were concerned?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the question Ken wouldn't answer the other day. Yeah. And if he cared about her, oh shoot, I'm gonna drop you down, baby. If he actually cared about her, Why did he get her pregnant 3 months out of prison?
Exactly.
Why would you do that? Rod even told you.
Yeah.
But I think I think they were already pregnant by the time Rod told them.
Oh yeah. And I also think Gypsy totally probably lied to him as well, saying she was on the pill or something, or I can't get pregnant. Yeah.
I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Ken is only there for the money and the fame and all of that. He wants a bar. He wants a bar out of this. That's what he wants.
Yeah.
He wants his own bar.
He got the
That's
bar.
it. Once he gets his own bar, once he's got his bar, he's out.
Yeah, and then it won't even last because no one's going to go to his bar.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't. He's a freak show at this point. You're just a member of the freak show.
Yeah.
Welcome to the circus. You know, like every single day, a new round of fuckery is happening today. Like, you know, I mean, that's their whole life, guys. It's just fuckery and chaos. And they decided to bring a child into that fuckery and chaos.
Yeah, poor Aurora.
It's sad. It is. It's really sad. I honestly, look, I'm like hoping this is a prop baby. I'm hoping, because I can't imagine this poor child growing up in this her whole life.
And I mean, I don't know how anyone can get away with that legally, like lifetime and stuff. Like, I mean, if it is a prop or whatever, like it just, it's so disgusting that like they can deceive people that way and get away with it.
Yeah. Shady IX, you don't, hold on, let me see. I want to see what you have 55 followers, you have no bio, and you have no picture. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't think I'm going to let you up.
Yeah,
sorry,
shady.
Not letting you up. Sorry. So, I didn't say she's not real. I said that she may not be gypsies.
Yeah.
I believe there's a baby. There is a baby. We've heard it cry. We've seen it move. Okay. Yeah. That's evident. First of all, though, if you believe there's a baby, why is the baby not growing? The baby's not growing. That baby is the same size as it was at 3 months, and it is now 7 months old. She is not growing.
Yeah.
So either they're using prop babies and they always are the same size, or something seriously wrong with the baby.
Yeah.
You know? How do I know that she's not growing? I've seen the pictures of her.
Yeah.
Do you not have pictures of the back of her? She's this size. Always. She's just this size. Right here. She's really literally this size. She goes from about here to about here. And that's it. That's it. That's how big she's been the whole freaking time.
Wow.
I think there are prop baby dolls, like newborn dolls that are made for like the no, the hair is not blonde. That's not the same baby. Now we've all seen I think there are reborn dolls being used on the set. I definitely think that, you know, so because that happens on reality shows all the time. That's part of that. But that is not Aurora. That is, so what that was, and it's very confusing. And the way he did it, I think it is absolutely what he meant to do, because he got everybody talking about how the baby is now blonde and blah fucking blah 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 blah, and nah, 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 instead of what everyone else was doing. But that was actually Ken's friend's baby, and he was taking a picture across the fucking way. But Ken titled it and described it wrong, and I believe that's not an accident. They do that shit on purpose.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's why they do it.
Yeah. Just like on New Year's, when he was like welcoming into the new year and made it look like they had the baby on New Year's, and it was like, no, it was the 28th, but...
Yeah, well, I don't believe that baby was born in December, so...
Me either.
Yeah. It wasn't just a bit confusing, Sandra. It was confusing. That's it. You know, it was confusing, and I believe that that's a tactic. It's exactly 100%. What they do. Every freaking time. It's exactly what they do. You know, guys, keep tapping and sharing, please. This really helps the live and helps us get out. If you can drop in Dee Dee's Law or hashtag FYP in the chat, that'll help as well.
Oh, that's another question. Where do I donate for the billboard? How can I do that?
Okay, so the billboard, you can go online to the site that Naomi's building. It's called Justice for Dee Dee and Nick.com, and you can donate for the billboard there.
Okay.
If you don't, I mean, if you want to know about signing my petition, it is on their website as well as our website, but you
Okay.
can just go straight over there and sign it. It's at www.change.org.
Okay.
/Dee Dee's Law. Please sign it. We have over 300 signatures already. I haven't even begun promoting it. Oh, and Gypsy and her friends have already been on there commenting and talking mad crap.
Oh, of course.
So,
Okay.
yeah, like you know, I want to know. I asked this earlier in my life. What's the point of that? What do you think you're accomplishing by coming to my petition and trying to harass us for having this petition? Do you really think that somehow that's going to do anything? Do you think anybody that's signing that page is even going to remotely think about your bullshit comment? Besides the fact that I reported it for harassment and bullying and misinformation. But hey, you know, there's that. Like, you really thought you were going to do something with that? That's just so stupid.
Yeah.
All right, I'm letting other people up. So,
wondering when your books are coming out.
my books are out. My book is out.
Where are
you
the
can order
others?
right now you can only get on our website because we're still working on getting it into bookstores and other sites. But you can get it on the website. It's called Cawing Out the Truth, Creating the Narrative. And so then you can go on there. It's $30 without a signature, and then it goes up from there depending on if you want to pick packages or anything. Yeah, the link is in my bio. It is. You can go click on Good Wives and hit it, and then you can go and get it. They'll be shipping out within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Is that all you needed?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you go. Thanks, sweetheart.
Yep.
I know you guys have been waiting for him. I'm really excited about him. So
So
and if you hadn't heard,
the first one, right?
Jamaican, yeah, it's the newest one. And if you guys haven't gone and listened, I put up both of our lives from yesterday, I think. Yeah, yesterday when we announced the that it's live. Because I put the one up from over here so you could hear what was going on over here and questions and things like that. And then I also did a YouTube live on it at the same time. So you can go watch those because in those we read from our book. So you guys can get the understanding of what the book is and what's included and a sneak peek of all the stuff. And it was really a good live. So you might want to go watch those. They're up on our YouTube channel. So hi, Alicia.
Hey,
How are you?
could be better.
Yeah, well, I know. Okay, Chewy's mom is coming up. I'm gonna mute you. I'm gonna mute you, Alicia, because you've got some background noise there, baby. Okay, what's going on, Chewy's mom? Hey.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So now that we're getting all of this information out there, your books, and you know the whole facade is falling, and people are starting to see that the liability on Gypsy's end should have been so much heavier, okay? And understood her case is over. And I see a lot of people contemplating, you know, could she be, how do you say, liable at any point, whether it's civil, federal, could the state of Missouri still pick up a fraud case on her? I see so many good points being made, knowing that the way the prosecutor, and I mean, you really impressed me how you reach out to those that are in power, that have the power to view this and to see the facts laid out per law, you know, in their legal terminology. What is going to force action on their part?
That's what we're working on right now. If you go to my petition, One of the things that I have on the petition is 7 actionable steps that you can take. You can make reports. You can, you can contact the licensing boards. You can do all of those things. If you believe, write a well thought out letter. I gave you guys ways to contact representatives and everything else, because that's how we're going to get this taken care of. Technically, because she permitted perjury and lied to the courts, her plea deal could be thrown out. Do I think Missouri's going to do it? No. Because Missouri just wants to be done with this. They covered up a bunch of stuff with it, and they're hoping that we'll all just go away. Well, we're not going away. So, but I'm putting together a bunch of stuff right now, and I will be taking it to licensing boards, for doctors, for the lawyers, for everything that's in all of this. And hopefully we can then put enough pressure out there and get the story heard enough, and the truthful story heard enough, that we might be able to get a federal level of justice in this. So I do know that parts of this, of the things that are coming out right now, are included in Nicholas and that would even make it more likely for them to be, to have to take accountability for their actions. So, nobody's held them accountable. No one's held anyone accountable in this, and I'm here to do so. I don't know. I'm not mincing words anymore about it. And I don't give a shit how the Petri field feels either. I really don't care. So,
and my second question was, oh gosh. See,
okay.
I got too deep in thought. Okay, let me just rest on that.
It's okay. That's fine. It happens to me all the time too. Don't worry.
Well, I was just thinking, what was the end game, and if nothing else, how likely is it that we could have some laws changed? Obviously, and
Yeah.
especially like her being able to manipulate from jail. Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, just this whole idea that Bree says, "Oh, everybody has a pay pig in jail. Like it's just the thing to do." Like, I just, she never stopped committing a crime, even from behind bars.
And
Yeah.
how many
For sure.
That's
pigs is
criminal.
she supposed
She
to have?
used the internet to manipulate. She used the internet like wire fraud. I mean, I don't know. I feel like that to me is so important part of this as well. And she continues to use social media to benefit off of her crime and make all of this blood money. And then I look at how many people are connected to that blood money. We did mention Mia and getting her nose job. And when I said she was the most decent one out of the bunch, what I meant was her thinking she wasn't afraid to even
No,
on
she
camera,
wasn't. She
to
wasn't.
say.
And I think she,
I think
I
that
don't
was
have
a
a problem
show.
with that.
I think that was part of a show.
I do too. Like it's hard to just, it's hard to get a read on Mia. The last time I talked to Mia, she was, she was 13 years old. Okay, so, no, wait a minute. She was 13 when it happened. The last time I talked to her, 14, 15, I think she was 16 or 17 years old. That was the last time I was down there and saw her and met her and all that stuff. And so I do think that is, I think that that's part of her naivety to a lot of this. I do think that she was naive to it. I think that they protected her from a lot of stuff. And I do think that, she has been heavily influenced by her mother, but I think she is beginning to see some of the light, and I don't think she'll be participating much going forward. Honestly, I think she's going to go on with her career, her husband, her whole thing, and she'll be just like Dylan, who does not participate in any of this. But Christy and Rod and Gypsy will forever do anything to get money. They just will. Yeah, in my opinion, allegedly for entertainment and educational purposes only. Oh, and by the way, those of you all who were asking earlier about the website and are they selling merchandise? No, they're not selling merchandise. My book is not on their website. A link to my book is on their website where you can go and get my books for sure. But are they selling anything? Are they selling shirts? Are they doing? No, they're not doing any of those things. That's why I keep getting so fucking pissed, because you're just out here saying bullshit when you don't have any concept of what any of us are actually trying to do.
Exactly.
And again, I want to explain to you guys why I understand some people have this problem with the fact that it's justice for Dee Dee and Nick. But as I've explained, justice for Dee Dee is not the same thing as justice for Nick. They are vastly different things. However, both are victims of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. While Nicholas may still be a perpetrator, he is also a victim of hers. And I'm going to be honest with you people, I'm not sure that he unalived anyone. It doesn't change the fact that he went in there with the intent to do so, but it can change the fact that he didn't actually do the final blows. Does that make sense? Because I don't think he did.
Yeah.
And so if you look at the actual evidence in this, there's reasonable doubt everywhere. If they didn't have a confession from Nicholas, they had nothing. They had nothing at that point. They didn't, because they didn't finish doing the investigation. They should have finished doing the investigation. Plain and simple.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. There's no other thing. But justice for Dee Dee and justice for Nick, very vastly different things. Justice for Dee Dee is getting the truth out there. It's not even getting a conviction of Gypsy Rose. It's letting the public know the truth that they have been lied to about. Okay. And then when you think about what Nicholas's quest for justice is, the quest for Nicholas is for him to receive a fair trial. It's not to get him out. It's not for him to be out here running the streets or all of those things. It's for him to have a fair trial. And if you don't believe in Nicholas Godejohn getting a fair trial, then get the fuck out of our country, because you shouldn't be here. Because if you can't believe that he should get a fair trial, then you can't believe that anyone should get a fair trial. And so you don't even need to be here. Like, seriously, go find another country to go destroy, because that ain't it, kid. Here, where we believe we have justice and things like that, the system failed in this one. And it's been failing in lots of cases. And that's why I do believe we need a complete overhaul of a lot of our systems here in the United States.
No, for sure.
You know, so... Oh, you guys, literally someone was like, I hope that Donald Trump requests the documents and shows Gypsy's truth. I'm like, did you really just say that you hope Donald Trump did what? I mean, like,
at this point, that's pure fucking comedy. I do remember my second question.
Okay, good.
Okay, is it just me, or does it feel like the general public is starting to sway, and their opinion is their eyes are starting to, I hate the word woke, but
wake up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we feel that the general public, that being said, do we think that mainstream media or somebody like TMZ or Lifetime or anybody else would jump on the opportunity to unravel the biggest hoax, or are they going to remain silent?
That would be amazing.
And pretend like they didn't.
Well, I think we've had our answer for the last year. So, I mean, a very good question, but I just don't think they're going to do it unless it gets really. Oh, I love the dinosaurs singing. Oh, Kat, you've got a lot of background noise, babe. Did you have a question? I don't think she realized she hit the box. I'm going to drop her down.
You can drop me
all the
down
time.
too, Fancy. Thanks so much for the time up and for answering my questions.
Oh, no problem, Chewy.
Chewy's mom, right? Yeah. I was just gonna say too, like with what you were saying about how people opening their eyes. There's so many new people too that haven't even heard of the case that are just hearing about it now, and because of people like Fancy and Sweet as Honey and Wicked, I can't remember the Wicked something. They all these people are putting these facts out here now that the new people are actually opening their eyes and seeing what's going on. So
and I think that's A lot
Ashley
of it, you
Baby
know,
is one of my
Oh yes,
favorite
favorite.
ones
absolutely. Yeah.
to get a lot of it. And
Yeah.
Fancy, of course, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love Ashley. I think she's amazing.
Yes.
What the content that she puts out is solid. She doesn't participate in any of the bull crap. Like
Yeah.
she does her content, she puts it out there. She's very matter of fact, and she's done. You know,
She's
I
very
agree that,
relatable.
and I think that the
I
more of
love
us that are,
Sweetest Honey too.
I do
Sweetest
too.
Honey is awesome. Yeah.
The
Yes,
more of us that
absolutely.
are out here telling this truth, the more and more it is starting to be the public is noticing. I don't give a shit what the media does. Okay, the media,
Right.
we've all
Understood.
determined the media is corrupt as fuck in everything now. There's no more truth or ethics in journalism. None of that exists anymore. You know, and so I it's sad because I feel like we shouldn't be lied to by our news media, but we've proven time and time again over the last decade that we are.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely
in many
not on
ways.
Dee Dee's back. I mean, none of this would have been even possible had she not been so brutally murdered. And
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, if you've ever really looked at the crime scene photos, I'm not typically a squeamish person, but yeah, that really shook me.
The crime scene photos are yeah.
They're
Yeah.
they're horrific. I will
They're
give you
horrific.
fair warning before you deep dive for those and find them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very horrific. It is brutal.
Yeah.
What Dee Dee endured is brutal.
I feel
It's
so
absolutely brutal.
bad. We got
There's no other word to call it. Brutal. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And do I believe it all happened in that bed in a matter of 10 minutes? No, I don't.
Absolutely not.
No, there's no way it all happened in there the way they said it happened. And that's my reasoning for justice for Nick, because by reopening Nick's case and causing another court case to happen, by proxy of that will be more justice for Dee Dee.
Exactly.
Because the information will be in a court of law.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sealed in stone. And that
A
case will be
question.
looked back on many times for future cases when these crazy ass kids do shit like this.
Right. Yeah.
Doug, Mom, yes, we are going to go to the local news with these things. We still are working on getting all of this set up. I mean, we sprung into action within minutes, not hours, not days, not months. We knew that she was off parole and she was going to go down there. And what did they do? What did all of us do? We responded immediately. And the first thing was running, we went over and we put all the flyers up. And that would have been all we were going to do that night. Like, seriously, if they had just left them alone, no one else would have done anything. We wouldn't have gone forward. But you went and ripped them all down, laughing at us, which is illegal, by the way, just so you know. And then you made fun of it. Like, you thought it was funny. And so, you know what? We showed you how not funny we are. Yeah. We're not funny. We're not making funny. We're not making fun of. We are here for justice and truth. I don't think you understood the assignment.
And
But
even
sure
with the flyers there too, some people didn't even know of who she was, and that's like right in
exactly
her hometown.
And these people are living next door to her.
Exactly, and they didn't even know when it was Tammy, I think her name was, handing out the flyers. Yeah, she was so surprised at how many people didn't even know who she was.
Well, and I also want you guys to point out that Tammy put herself in danger to go do that.
Absolutely.
Absolute danger, and not necessarily even just from Gypsy. Okay? This is what I've been trying to explain to you for the last year and a half, especially. That you can't have Gypsy and her friends out here behaving and acting the way they are because it's dangerous. It is dangerous, and they don't even have to tell people anymore to go do something to hurt another person. Those crazy ass people that follow them in their fucking narrative are all noodled in the head, and at any given time they can all just be completely insane and decide that they're going to go out and take someone out on her behalf.
Yeah.
This is crazy. It's crazy, and it's dangerous, and it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse, and they're getting more and more and more emboldened.
Yeah.
Something bad is about to happen. I'm telling you guys, this is not we cannot keep having this much chaos in this community without someone seriously getting hurt.
Yeah.
You're not paying attention to the right things.
Yeah.
If you're not supporting this billboard, then you're on the wrong side of things. If you're not supporting the petition to change the laws for Dee Dee, then you're on the wrong side of things. That's a fact. That's not my opinion. That's not alleged. That is a fact. You are on the wrong side of things. I don't give a shit what you say you stand for. Because if you don't stand for those two things, then you don't stand for jack shit. And if you want to sit here and call us scammers and all these different things and, oh, we don't know anything and I'm washed up and all of this. Yeah, well, what are you? What are you? What makes you all so special and so perfect? Nothing. Nothing. You all sit up out there and you just gossip and rag on people all damn day. It's all you do. These panels are disgusting. You can't scroll TikTok anymore in this community without landing on a fucking live where someone is absolutely noodled in the head screaming at the top of their lungs.
Yeah.
Like, it's just insanity at this point. And you know what the definition of insanity is? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
Yep.
And that's what everyone over there is doing.
Yeah.
And we're just not. We're about change. I'm about enacting an actual freaking law.
Yeah.
This is not playtime at Romper Room.
Yeah.
A woman was schmurdered brutally by her child and others. And you're out here laughing.
Being defamed, like, still, like, 10 years later, 11 years almost now, I guess.
And Gypsy said it, I can do whatever I want with my story. Except that your story isn't just yours anymore, sweetheart.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's lots of other people involved now.
Your story isn't your story. Her story is Dee Dee, really. Without Dee Dee, she has no story.
There's no story.
No.
And no one would have picked up, I'll be honest with you, no one would have picked up on this case had Mike Stanfield and Christy Blanchard kept their fucking mouths shut and didn't go out there lying about it. No one would have grabbed this case. It wouldn't have been a big phenomenon case. Nobody would have paid any fucking attention.
So, Fancy, did Mike Stanfield know Gypsy before he became a lawyer?
I think so.
I mean, was he part of that Comic-Con group? I saw that picture, and then
that's not him.
That's not him.
No, but it sure as shit looks like him.
It shouldn't be hard to figure that out. Surely.
I mean,
got an online
believe so. No, I do believe that they knew each other. I do believe.
Community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean,
and the thing with the VisionCon, what's really key to VisionCon and understanding how it worked and why I'm telling you that I believe that certain people are covering up stuff. If you have to just remember, do you understand what the VisionCon actually is? It's a 501c who raises money for the state of Missouri's law enforcement.
It's another cult in itself.
They do all of these things for law enforcement. They raise money for law enforcement and the DA's office and the prosecutor. Like, do you guys not get it?
Yeah.
Hello?
You're all in cahoots.
I mean, for God's sake.
From the insurance company to the doctors to everything. I mean, I'm still questioning.
Well, insurance company
move. Why did the doctor move? To where Gypsy and Dee Dee.
Why did he change his name?
Yeah,
he changed his name.
I need to go back and look through all of your stuff.
Yeah.
By the way, I know your name, Dr. Beckerman Gardner.
Wow.
Dr. Gardner in Florida. Yeah, I bet you did change your name because you know just how guilty allegedly
in
extra.
How is
that? Yeah,
he
can change his name.
Like, well, I know that, but I mean, having like a doctor's certificate, wouldn't they need to look back and be like, "Hey, you're this doctor," and like?
Well, yeah, but he's just trying to change his name to take the stigma off of it.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have another question. The scratch that was on Nick's back, do we know for sure that came from Dee Dee?
No, I think it came from Gypsy.
I think it's a Schmeck one.
That's what I think too. Yeah. That's exactly what I think.
Okay.
I believe that was during the time period that they were, doing the wild thing in a room.
Noodling, yeah.
It's so juvenile and so
it's all juvenile.
It just points right to Gypsy, like,
Yeah. Okay.
Well, and it again highlights the cognitive and developmental delays that she has,
Well,
all
did
related to what? The 1Q2 1.1. Like, that is the crux of everything. That was the key. And they're just mad I found the fucking key.
yeah?
Sorry that
Did
I
they
found the
ever
key, but
check
shouldn't have given me the
Dee
lock if you didn't want me to figure out what the key was.
exactly? Did they ever check Dee Dee's fingernails for DNA?
Yes, but they didn't test any of it.
Oh, well, why? Okay.
Okay. Hey, Gimpy.
Wow.
What's up? Hey, girl.
Hi, how are you? Hey, everybody.
Good,
Hi.
good.
So I just kind of, just absorbing information these past few weeks and stuff. And I have a question. First question is, and you may or may not know, but I was in your live when Gypsy dropped in on her birthday on Sunday, and
Oh
I'm
God.
on my platform. I'm not doing it for free. Good
sorry,
Lord.
and
Sorry.
and she commented, "Where the Pepsi?" So I was just wondering what your thoughts were on that, and like, what is her intentions with bringing up Pepsi?
No, that's to harass me.
Okay,
What is
I mean, I know
That's
Pepsi?
she's
because
not.
when I was having my breakdown over the whole thing in the car, that was one of the things I screamed out. Who bought the Pepsi? Because she was like, "Well, my mom went to the store for everything. I didn't do anything. I didn't, and my mom's disabled and blah, blah." So who brought the Pepsi? And if you were allergic to sugar, why was there Pepsi there? Who bought the Pepsi? And so that's
Mhm,
why they do it. Because so
mhm.
they come in wherever I am and they just say things so that you guys have no clue what they're actually trying to do. And so if I lose my shit, everybody's like, "Oh, well, they were just asking a simple question." No, no. They know exactly what they're doing when they say that shit.
Yeah, so I assume she was trying to trigger you somehow, and if
Yep.
this, if me bringing
You
this
can
up
drop
triggers
me,
you,
Fancy.
I apologize, and that was not my intentions.
No.
I
Girlfriend, I
I
don't get triggered
just
by them anymore.
Okay, great. Because I by all means am not coming up here with ill intentions, but to sharpen my knife and or not
Yeah.
sharpen myself. You know what I mean? Get
No, no,
more
no, no.
more
For
knowledge
sure.
in the information. And so,
Yep.
next question. I believe this was like 2, maybe 3 weeks ago. You said in one of your lives that. I believe you when all of the new FOIAs were coming out and you were going through it, you had mentioned something about having the power of attorney for Gypsy changing her birth dates.
Yes.
How many birth dates did she change, and is this available? And where
It's
can I find
online.
it?
Yes. I've put all 8 of them out. They were signed on August 19th of 2013. It was Rachel and Ray Miller that were listed on there along with Dee Dee, and Rachel and Mike Colley in Louisiana, who is the ones that accused her of trying to unalive their mother and credit card fraud and all of that, and then they helped her get the Habitat house. That's who that is. They all 3 were on these power of attorney. All well, there was so it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 people listed on these power of attorneys. None of those power of attorneys were initiated by Dee Dee for any reason. They were all signed by her. They had 2 different birth dates on it, 95 and 97 on both different copies. So what I have is like several copies that have 95, and one of them, it's like, okay, so there's 2 documents that are 7 pages. I'm sorry, I know this is hard. There's 2 documents that are actually 7 pages. One has 95 on it and one has 97. They are identical to each other. They simply just have the birth date changed. And then, so that's 2. Then the rest of them, the other 6, all have either 95 or 97, depending on which one it goes with. Like, so there's certain ones for 95 and there's certain ones for 96. They both say, or 97, they both say the same thing. But there were 8 different ones. 8 of them, guys. 8 separate ones with stamps on them and everything else. So like, it's crazy that these power of attorneys even were brought into play. But again, I want you guys to understand, Mike Stanfield stood in a court of law and lied about the POAs.
Oh yeah.
He lied.
Correct. So remind me again, where exactly can I find these? Because I've been talking about it in Pink Cloud Nine's podcast, and from her acknowledgement. She knows the only power of attorney that is available to the public right now is the one that if Gypsy were to go into surgery and something were to be wrong, then Dee Dee would be able to have power of attorney over her. Is that
No, I have
correct?
no, I have okay, so the big ones, the two that are 7 pages long, those were in case of an emergency such as being in a surgery or something and happening and they needed to take care of all of her things, but it's still only if she is incapacitated in a surgery or, in general if she's actually mentally unable to make any decisions for herself. The other ones that are 5 pages long, so the other six are all about granting power of attorney over making health decisions. Again, if something were to happen that Gypsy's incapacitated to make them for herself. So, and Gypsy's the one on all of those. That is her making those. She's standing there with Ryan, with Ray and Rachel Miller signing those. That's her Aunt Rachel, if you guys remember, signing these, knowing that the birth dates on there were two different birth dates. So why didn't you question it right then?
Right.
Why would you sign the 95 documents and the 97 documents?
So
It's
can those
on the first page. It's not like you can miss it. Like it's the very first fucking thing that it says.
Holy
so
crap.
can those be found on the website?
Yeah, well, I don't know if they're on the website. I don't know if they've put them up, but I've put them out in my Patreon. I've done several videos about them, explaining all of them. I've put them up in videos. They might even be on my YouTube page, but I've put them everywhere. I mean, they're out there. There is 8 different ones, and I took a picture of every single page of each one.
I
So,
appreciate that.
How
I
much
really do.
is the Patreon, if you don't mind me asking?
well, I have different levels, but most of it's on my free level. Like I have a free level that I've put so much into for you guys to just have a place to come get the stuff. But then my regular Patreon is like $5.99 a month.
Oh, okay, cool.
You get extra stuff, and we're really working on stuff with that now. We'll be doing live presentations for our Patreon members or our subscribers only.
Okay.
We're not going to be out here live all the time like we have been. I'm tired. I'm tired.
No, I bet.
I'm really tired of this. I don't want to deal with it anymore. Everybody thinks I'm so obsessed, but I'm at the end. Like this is the end of my journey for me. Like I've done everything I needed to do. And once I get these books done and my documentary done and everything, I will have done everything I set out to do with this.
And the law.
So,
And of course your law thing.
yeah. Well,
amazing.
that's going to take years.
Yeah.
I already know I'm in for the long haul of that. I might do speaking engagements and tours and things like that, but I'm honestly trying to get away from the Gypsy community.
And
like I'm ready to be
going
done.
on to other things then as well from here.
Yeah. We're going to be going on to Koberger, Susan Cox Powell, Lori Vallow.
Oh, that
like there's a
one.
lot that we want to talk about. Because I was covering Vallow back when it first broke.
I hope are you gonna do Casey Anthony or anything like that?
I will definitely be doing that.
Yeah.
That was my late friend Christina's favorite case. And so we haven't done it yet, but that's one of the things we were hoping to do this year. It'll be hard. It'll be hard, especially now that Colleen's gone too. It's going to be really hard.
Yeah.
So Fancy, is it true that David Blanchard ran the VisuCon?
Yes, he was on the board.
What?
Right.
Yeah, he was on the board.
Oh,
he knew
ran
everything.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, he ran it. He knew it. Yeah.
So I just wanted to clear that up for everybody because I don't think very many people know that.
And his
David
wife
Blanchard
is the person who took all the money in for their GoFundMe's. She's the one.
Well, and she's the one who called the police and said that they were both MURDERD, right? Yeah.
And now we've heard about another car or a truck driving by and asking if they found the bodies yet. Like, that was weird.
For what? What
Yeah.
was this?
Yeah. Okay. So there's a in the FOIA, there's a news reporter that was interviewed, and he stated that he was on the property, trying to be out there talking about it, and a big pickup truck pulls up, There's a woman in the driver's seat, and then there's somebody in the back of the truck that was trying to like be obstructed from view of whoever it was, and they literally asked, "Have you found the bodies yet?" Well, how would you know that there's bodies?
Yeah.
Weird, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd never heard that report before. There's a lot in these FOIAs that I've never heard before because it was buried on purpose. This has all been buried on purpose. It was a news reporter
That's
for
going to take you even longer to try and research all that crap.
right.
No
And
wonder
that's why
your
it's always
child
going to be
died.
I think it will always be an ongoing case for us that we'll be updating on lots, but it's not going to be my main
Yeah.
case anymore after this. I also intended to turn over all of my evidence and everything to the federal government if they'll take it, because I believe they should see all of this. I really do.
Oh, absolutely.
I think, and I need to show them all of what they've done. They've done so much, and they've been able to hurt so many people, and they've committed so many crimes. It's just unreal to me.
Exactly.
So Fancy, I just want to thank you so much for letting me come up, and I just have an opinion of my own that I want to share with everybody about everything. And I think my whole problem like with Gypsy Rose is that she like literally questions our intelligence, like, and I I I think this like with the whole like malpractice case. Like if you were medically abused, how come you don't have any malpractice cases? How come, some of these doctors were saying you were malingering? How, and so for that right there, and the Medicaid and getting the doctors to approve all this stuff, saying Dee Dee could just go in there and say whatever, because I actually do have a child who has cerebral palsy and is autistic and needed surgeries. And so I've gone through the whole having to get approved by Medicaid, seeing this specialist, seeing this, being referred, blah, 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 blah. Like, I know. So I just want to mention that that's my issue with this girl, is that she literally like questions our intelligence and tries to make us like, and if you don't believe that she, was abused, or I'm sorry, if she was abused or whatever, then you're the bigot, you're the bad guy, you're this and that. And also the pregnancy. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but I do not believe that baby came out of her body, and that the pregnancy is staged and faked for her show, and that the baby could possibly be like a lifetime actor baby. And I know that sounds wild and crazy and far-fetched. Who would allow their baby but money talks, first of all, and secondly, the reason why I believe this is also, like you said, the baby seems to be like the consistent size. It was like we saw the birth photo, and then 3 months later, when she decided to actually come forward and show her on the internet, she's been the same size since, minus
That's what
her
we said
hair
earlier.
falling out.
We discussed this earlier. We did.
Yeah.
We talked about all of that earlier. And
Right,
you're absolutely
right.
right. That is definitely, there's just, the baby's not growing. The baby doesn't look the same all the time. There's just things. There's things.
Well, but
And
also,
now
I
all
mean,
of a sudden she's joined a support group.
so here's the deal too, and it's not illegal for somebody to fake a pregnancy. So there's people who are like, oh, I know people that know Gypsy and she was pregnant. Well, did you see underneath her clothes? Like, I mean, did you literally see her pregnant belly, or did you see her with clothes on and she just looks pregnant? Because she can go out in the public wearing a fake belly and put on a false narrative that she is actually pregnant. So, and also her bump sizes is so many different sizes. Like, why is her bump size bigger in November for her baby shower photo shoot than in December when she was having her court date with Ryan? Like, these bellies are two different sizes.
She already had the baby before court.
No,
I mean,
exactly.
that's another theory that
Allegedly.
people were saying that she had the baby in November, and
That's what I
then
think. I think if she had this baby, if it's her baby, I believe it was born in November, and I believe that if it's really her baby, I still believe that if there is a father to it, it is Ryan, not Ken. But I
Yeah.
mean, that's just my opinion. That's just what I'm seeing from what what I see out there, all the information that I have, everything that I looked at during all of that. I even put together at one point in time, I was putting together like a timeline of everything she said during that period of time so that I could figure it out. But honestly, I don't care enough. Like I don't care enough about what they're doing today. All I want to do is inform the public that she's out here and she's dangerous.
Yeah.
And
right, right, right.
she's lying and they're all lying. So
Has there been a court appointed DNA test yet from Ryan, or is it
not that
just the
I've
show
heard of.
stuff?
No, I've never
Well,
heard of them doing it.
she just got on and just made a post that Aurora's last name is officially Erker,
Urkel. So
Yerker,
there had to be
whatever.
something done. But
However, I don't believe that because we don't see receipts. So just because
Yeah.
Gypsy said it doesn't mean that it's true and real. Just because Gypsy said she had a baby doesn't mean that one came out of her body.
Well,
Just
yeah.
because, I mean, she had 8.5 years to plan this.
Okay.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And with her being in Louisiana, being affiliated with Jure Jambone, and
Mhm.
they host nonprofit organizations serving underage teenage girls who are pregnant and in
Wow.
turmoil and stuff like that. So I mean, how do we know one of these girls is like, I don't want the baby. This is my, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it could have been in, maybe a surrogogate baby, or it could have been one of
Right.
these babies that
Yeah.
these girls didn't want, or it could be, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
we don't know where this baby came from, but for her, for me, my intelligence tells me that this baby did not come out of her body. And
Yeah.
that is, and that's why when people are like, oh, my friend saw their car at the hospital. Okay, they were
And
also filming at the hospital. My
hospital.
friend saw them pregnant. And did you see her actual body, her actual pregnant body under her clothes? No, you didn't. So all you know is the perception that she's putting on.
And then they just fly to Florida, I guess it was, right?
Yeah.
No one
Right.
saw
And
them
then,
at
and
the
no one saw the
airport.
baby.
TMZ is conveniently there every other time, but
Time,
the
but
time
not
she
that
has,
time.
but
Yeah.
yeah, when she has the
Hmm.
baby, not there. And I mean, what did they fly on a private jet? Like no one saw them and took a picture, not one. Like come
So
on.
Right.
there was a picture of Ken and Gypsy at the airport collecting their luggage from somebody, a bystander had seen them and snapped a photo of it.
Okay.
And so there is that.
And there was no baby.
However, the stroller was there, but again, nobody sees the
The
baby. No one
baby,
has seen the baby.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
then when they were on the beach in Florida, there's the photo of the empty baby. And
Yeah.
then I think, with Ken trying to show his friend or his cousin or whatever with this bald headed baby,
Yeah.
that stirred the pot, making everybody, we knew that wasn't Aurora, but we're
Right.
like, oh, they had to swap it out because maybe Aurora got sick or something, so they had to
Yeah.
throw in
Yeah.
a substitute
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Subs in. So
and I know that's wild and far
yeah.
fetched, and that sounds
Oh.
like a
But it's
crazy
not.
rumor,
It's not
but
wild and far fetched within the construct of this case. I'm
And for
sorry.
but
them,
that's just what
That's the
I'm saying.
exactly.
problem.
If you are an intelligent person and you've actually been pregnant before and you've had babies and and you put yourself in Gypsy's, like, it's impossible. Like on December 25th, when she's sitting down with her legs closed and her belly is literally gone,
Yeah.
and
Right.
then the next photo she's standing up and she's well endowed. Like, no, baby, this
Right.
does not match up. You're not going to question my intelligence like that. I do not believe this. This is not
Right. Well,
true.
and
This is
then
not real.
the other story that's going on at the same time, she's in the hospital. She's fucking arguing with a quote unquote hacker.
Right,
Like,
right.
what does that mean?
Well,
Like,
yeah. And then Ken said that they got their car broken into and all their presents stolen and all. Remember all that? And
just
so
yes. And I thought that, they all said that was a joke, but I'm like, what kind of joke is that? You tell your
Yeah.
pregnant wife like that your car got broken into and all of your Christmas presents are gone. What kind of joke is that?
Right? Yeah.
Right, and
Right.
exactly, Cookie Lou. Who wants to fight with a hacker about nonsense messages that aren't real when you're supposedly in fucking labor?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just something isn't right about it. And I don't know if you've seen the video on my page. I was watching the show and I ran the clip through slow motion on my phone, which is how I was able to get the image. But her in the bed acting like she's about to deliver a baby. The nurse's hand is on this like weird tube thing underneath her dress, and
Yeah.
I felt the need to bring that to everyone's attention and say, look at this. This was in her show. She claims her show is real. And then there's nurses that will pop on and be like, I see nothing wrong with this photo and I'm not a Gypsy supporter. And it's like, okay, get out of here because you're obviously.
Definitely a Gypsy supporter.
Like I'm going to tell you, this. Here's the deal. Anyone can say anything at any time and call it the truth. They provide no information. They never give any receipts, yet they want all of ours. And it's always some weird story. I mean, there's never a moment where where a story happens involving them that everyone goes, oh, well, yeah, that makes perfect sense. No. There's never one. Not one story that they tell does anybody go, hey, that makes sense. No, because none of them ever make any fucking sense. And then they just insult us by making more nonsense freaking statements afterwards, contradicting their first statement. It's insanity.
It's wild.
It is. But I'm going to have to go, guys. I need to do some chores and I've got to get back to the book and getting it all finalized for the distributors. But again, like I said, guys, you can order the book right now on our website. That's going to be the cheapest way anywhere for you to get the book, unless you do one thing. And I'm going to announce when to do this. I want you guys to make sure that you do it all across the country. Anywhere you have a library. If there's a library in your city, you and several of your friends, please go in there and request my book. Because that way they will be there in every library, everywhere, for people to get the information for free. I don't make a whole lot of money from the libraries, selling them to the libraries. I sell them at wholesale to the libraries. It's not like I'm trying to get like a massive amount of money. I simply just want it there in the library. So for anyone who ever comes to this case or is walking through a true crime place and is like, well, what's this one about? Has that book. That's what I want them to have. So go into your libraries. It doesn't cost you anything. You just go into the library and say, hey, I'd like to request a book. If you don't have it, I don't see you have it. Can I request it?
I'm going to go and buy the book today, and if I have problems about getting it sent to Canada, I'll let you know.
Yes, please just let me know, Jeanette.
I still will go to the library once you tell us to do that, because I think it's necessary. It should be everywhere for everyone to be able to find. So
it's going to charge you It's going to charge you regular shipping, Janelle, no matter what I think. If it doesn't go through because you're in Canada, let me know about that, because that might be another way. But if it does give it to you, I will still contact you and let you know the actual shipping price, because it could be more or less.
I did try to order a hoodie or something from your site one time before, and it wouldn't let me do it, and because I was in Canada. But then I was able to do it off of Amazon.
Of Amazon. Yeah. If you do want any of those things, just let me know and I can always order it for you and send it. Okay. Because I know it's tricky when we're doing out of country. When the book comes out on the actual book website, because we're going to have our own book website, you should be able to order it with shipping to anywhere from there. But on our website, it's limited. We just have to find out where you are. And if anybody runs into any problems, just drop me an email and I will help it and make you your own invoice.
Chapters out there, or is that just a Canadian thing?
No, we did. We didn't put chapters out, but we read through certain pieces of the book yesterday on two different lines.
A store. Then there's a store named it's a bookstore.
What is it?
Also, Fancy, I just want to tell you, I really, really appreciate you, everything you do, your chat, 100%. your everything, the Billboard ladies, all of it. Also, I just want to invite everybody El Chewy is reading Gypsy's book for those who want to listen to the book but can't because you A, can't get through her voice, B, you don't want to support her financially, give her the royalties, and C, just El Chewy makes it fun. He does impersonations of them,
Cool.
and he makes it TikTok safe, so he's not saying the gross words that are in the book. So that's going to be tonight at 6 o'clock Central at El Chewy 2727, and he's going to be reading. He's going to be starting Nick's chapter tonight, which I think is 10. Chapter
Okay.
10
Yeah.
on Nick. So
Yeah.
I just want to,
Good.
invite everybody if y'all want to all support El Chewy in that way and
So that's
show him some
EL
love.
and then Chewy. EL.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat, but I just
Yeah,
Okay.
please do.
want to just share my appreciation and how grateful I am to be part of this community and
Yes.
to watch
Right.
all of this unfold, and I just
Well,
really
El
appreciate
Chewy
it.
has been doing great. You guys have been doing great. I also want to give a shout out to Sweet as Honey. If
Yes.
you guys do not know, and Gimpy, I'm going to drop you guys down, okay, Janelle and everybody. I'm going to drop you down.
Thank you,
Thank
please.
you very much.
No problem. If you guys don't know what Sweet as Honey is doing, she is live every single night, late at night, usually somewhere between 9 and 2 a.m. And no, that's not my husband. No, my husband is wild on TikTok. I don't know who you're talking about. But anyway, show, honey, doing these lives every night around, like Janelle said, around 11 p.m. Okay. And she has been going over the basics. Every night she covers the basics. She walks you through the autopsy. She'll walk you through emails. She'll walk you through the FOIA. She'll read books. She's doing everything like that. So that way you guys have a place to send people who are new to this to her, because I come up on there periodically. I try to get there at least once a week to help answer questions and things like that. So we really appreciate what she's doing, because I'm tired of covering the basics. Like, I want to get into the meat and bones and the deep depth of this. And I can't ever get that far because we have to continuously keep answering the same questions. And I don't mind answering those things. I'd like to get past them, So anyway, guys, we have that. The book is live on the website, thegoodwivesnetwork.com. It's coming to everywhere else. I will be announcing it as it gets into other libraries and stores and things like that as we go through this. And we are organizing a tour. So if you're wanting to see us in your town, I'm asking our supporters to help. One, you can help by putting up flyers and talking to local businesses about putting the flyers in their windows, and possibly talking to the radio and all of that. So if you guys can do those things to help, then you can do that, and it will make it so that we will absolutely come to your town, because I'm going to need some actual grassroots on the ground people doing some of this. I will come to the UK eventually. Don't worry. I want to travel the world. So trust me. But anyway, all right, guys, I love you guys. Have a good one from the Good Wives, serving up true crime one dish at a time. Bye, guys. Mwah.